So we just learned about how the magic wand is a really great selection tool for things that have solid color. Well, we're not always going to have solid colors. A lot of the times we're going to have textures. So in this EA logo, we notice that the EA logo itself has a texture and the background has a texture. Well, I want to take this logo off of this background and put it onto this background. So let's see what happens if I use the magic wand to try and select something. Well, oh my goodness, right away we notice the magic wand isn't really doing a very clean job of selecting the background. That's because there's so many shades going on. Same thing's going to happen if I click inside the EA logo. There's a lot going on and it's not really doing a good job of selecting exactly what I want. So we're going to learn about the Polygonal Lasso, my all-time favorite selection tool in Photoshop. It is the third tool down, and it's hiding underneath the regular old lasso. So click and hold, choose Polygonal Lasso, and just make sure that you know that the keyboard shortcut is the letter L. So here we go. I want to select this part of the EA logo, and again, I want it to be on this background. So how does this Polygonal Lasso work? Well, all you have to do is you're going to click, 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 and you're going to outline exactly what you want to keep. So here we go. Click once. Notice that we have this lasso that is tethered to our original click point. All I need to do now is continue clicking very carefully. And again, I'm just going to outline exactly what I want to select. So with a couple of clicks, I am back to where I started. And we know that because this little circle has appeared next to the Polygonal Lasso. So I can either click or I can just hit the return or enter key and it will make or close my selection. Now that I see these dashed lines, I know that I've selected something. Well, then I must be ready to get to my background. So I'm going to go ahead and hit delete because I don't want that. Whoa, 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 it deleted what I wanted to keep. Remember, I want to put the actual logo to this background. I just don't want to see through this. So I'm going to undo. I need to invert my selection. I can do that by clicking Command-Shift-I. When I do that, not only is this selected, but I see that my entire outline of my image is selected. That means anything in between those two things are selected. Now I can go ahead and hit delete. Ta-da! That part of the EA logo is on this background. That's awesome, but I want the entire thing. So I'm going to undo a couple of times, get back to my original selection. So notice I'm no longer inverted, I am just at the original selection. Well, I can add to my selection, and I can do that by holding down the Shift key. Notice a little plus sign appears. Well, if I click once, then I can let go of the Shift key because it's still added to the original selection. So I could go around and I could select the rest of the EA logo. But before I do that, I want to tell you about two other things. One is, if I really wanted to, I could take away or deselect something. I could hold down the Option key, and this little minus sign appears. Then, if I outline something completely, again, I'm going to have to hit Enter to close that. It will take away from my original selection. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, well, what if I mess up? I don't want to have to redo my entire selection. So let's say I'm adding to my selection, I'm going along, I'm clicking, and somebody bumps my arm and I click out here for some reason. Well, I can just hit the delete key, and for every click I've made, hitting the delete key will go back one step. So don't fear or don't get upset if you accidentally make a mistake. You can simply hit the delete key and it will go back as many times as you need it to. So I'm going to take some time. I'm going to select the rest of the EA logo and I'm going to put it to this background. Alrighty, now that I have the entire EA logo itself selected, again I'm going to hit invert because I want to select everything in between it because I want to keep that logo. So I'm going to hit Command-Shift-I. I've selected the inverse. I can go ahead and hit delete. So hey, look at that. Now my EA logo has been cut out and looks great on its new background.